Hello everybody, welcome again to the lecture series on satellite communication. In the last class we have started the link budget and we did some derivation regarding the received power, and today we will continue the same topic. Okay? And these are the learning outcomes of this lecture. By the completion of this lecture, you will be in a position to know what are the losses from the transmitter to receiver, and what the path loss is there, and why the path loss is more severe as compared to other losses, and received power including all losses. Yesterday whatever the equation we have derived for the received power, we did not include the losses, only path loss is available, but many losses are there like feeding losses, antenna depointing losses, all those things. So by including all those losses also, we can able to get the equation for received power. And about this noise power, we will start this in this lecture, otherwise we can able to see in the next lecture. And the losses associated with the link budget or the losses associated with the transmission of the signal from the transmitter to the receiver are like this: antenna depointing loss, next atmospheric loss is there, next polarization loss, next one is feeder loss. So antenna depointing loss, this is because of the orientation of the antenna. If you can able to keep your antenna properly, or if you can able to orient your antennas, transmitting antenna, receiving antenna properly, then this loss can be eliminated. Because of the improper orientation of the receiving antenna, or improper orientation of the transmitting antenna, or the improper orientation of the both antennas, this loss is occurring. So this loss is possible for the transmitter level or for the receiver level also. So in this case we can tell, if the due to the improper orientation of the transmitting antenna is available, then we can tell that loss is due to transmitter side, and that loss is depointing loss. So like this I am representing. So loss, this suffix T is representing at the transmitter level, and the loss is depointing loss. If because of the orientation of the receiving antenna, if loss is occurring, then we can tell that is the loss due to receiving side antenna, and that loss is depointing loss. So LR depoint or LT depoint, these are the losses are available in the antenna depointing loss. Okay. So this loss is there at the transmitter level and the receiver level. So that is the thing we have to observe here. Next, atmospheric loss. In the troposphere, because of the collision of the atoms, what is happening? Friction is happening. So that because of that one also some noise is added, that is called under this atmospheric loss. Next, polarization loss. Already we know what is polarization. Polarization is the orientation of the electric field, and based on this certain amount of loss is occurring, that is called polarization loss. Next one is feeder loss. So feeder is a conductor, like that we can take when the signal is traveling through the conductor, then also some conducting loss is occurring, that can be taken under the feeder loss. So all these things we will see one by one. So first one is antenna depointing loss. If you see this structure, you can able to observe clearly. So here this is the antenna. Okay, parabolic antenna we have taken at the transmitter level, for example, and here satellite is there, and here also an antenna is there. Okay, we can able to take this diagram or any transmitter and receiver diagram we can able to take. So this is transmitter you can able to take, and this particular parabolic reflector antenna can be taken as the transmitting antenna, and the signal is sending from this one, and here satellite is there, here also an antenna is there. So this antenna is receiving from this, from here, and this antenna can able to transmit, like that we can able to observe. And what is this one? This is the radiation pattern we can able to take, and this is also the radiation pattern. So here at this point maximum amount of gain is there, maximum gain, and it is, we are considering it is transmitting, so GT maximum is available, and here GT minimum, sorry, GR maximum is available. It is for the receiver radiation pattern, gain pattern we can consider. So gain of the receiving antenna, that is also maximum. So these two are oriented in the straight manner. So without any loss, it is here we cannot say depointing loss is available. Here depointing loss has been eliminated because these two under the same line, that means maximum amount of power can be transmitted and maximum amount of power is received. So that we can tell here loss is 0, antenna depointing loss is 0. But if these two radiation beams are like this, that means this radiation beam is in this direction it is there, and the maximum radiation pattern of this antenna is towards this side. So these two are not under the same line. That thing we can able to observe by seeing the diagram itself. So this is the transmitting antenna and this is the receiving antenna, and here we can able to consider the maximum radiation pattern, and for this one the maximum gain is here. So entire this graph is gain only, you can able to take it is gain plot, but here GT maximum is available, GT maximum, and this gain plot is the function of theta and phi, that already we know from the basics of the antenna. So here how much amount of gain is available means we can consider GT of theta comma phi, like this we can able to consider, and here also this point is representing GR maximum, receiving antenna having the maximum gain, but here we can tell GR of theta or phi. Okay. So here some other gain is there, but we can tell it is not the maximum gain, this is the maximum gain. Here maximum gain of the transmitting antenna is available, and here some other gain is there, it is compulsory less than the maximum gain. So from the plot itself we can tell. So because of the depointing nature of the two antennas, it is like this, it is like this, so that we can able to tell the maximum power, the maximum gain is not the maximum power is not transmitting towards the receiving antenna. So here it is multiplied by whatever the transmitting power is there. If you see the received power equation, previously we have taken that one, PR is equal to PT GT, something we are writing PT GT GR, that is there in the numerator. In the denominator loss is available, so simply I am writing here loss. Okay, what is that loss? 4 pi r by lambda whole square. So here our discussion is about the received power with respect to the gains of the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna, and the received power is maximum whenever this GT is maximum and this GR is maximum. Simply we can able to observe that one by taking this equation. This PR is proportional to GT and GR. So if GT is maximum and GR is maximum, then this product is maximum, then you will get the maximum value for received power. So the received power is maximum whenever you are taking these gains are maximum. So in this diagram we are considering the maximum gain for the transmitting antenna here and the maximum gain for the receiving antenna we are taking. So these two we can able to take. So what we need to substitute in this case here for GT and GR means GT maximum, GR maximum, so that I can tell the received power is maximum. But in this case GT maximum is here and GR maximum is here. So these two are not involving in the communication. The communication path, the wireless link is this one here. Okay, in this wireless link, if you take carefully, if you see that one carefully, here wireless link is this one, this is the wireless link, but here at this point it is not the maximum gain for the transmitting antenna and it is also not the maximum gain for the receiving antenna. Okay, these two are not indicating the maximum gains. Here in this case the maximum gain is here and here the maximum gain is here. So because of the depointing nature of the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna, here maximum gains are not involving. The maximum gain of the transmitting antenna and the maximum gain of the receiving antenna are not involving in the wireless link. Okay, so that some other gain is involving, that is depending upon theta and phi, we can tell that is GT of theta comma phi and it is GR of theta comma phi. So for this case we need to take here received power is equal to PT into GT of theta comma phi and GR of theta comma phi, and those two values are lesser than GT maximum and GR maximum. So lesser values we are substituting, so lesser received power you will get. So in this way we can tell, because of the depointing nature of the antennas, the received power what we got is lesser as compared to when depointing nature of the antennas when we don't consider. So always the receiving antenna and the transmitting antenna should be pointed in such a way that the maximum power is transmitted and the maximum power is received. Like that we have to orient the antennas then we will get the maximum received power. Next, atmospheric loss. So, in case of this atmospheric loss, you can able to see this diagram. This is Earth, above the Earth, here up to certain amount of space we can tell it is the troposphere is available, and upon that one ionosphere we can able to take tropostrato, like that we can able to consider, and for our discussion this troposphere is enough. And here it has been mentioned that from the surface of the Earth from 0 kilometers to 50 kilometers, here whatever the region is there, that is they have taken as the troposphere, and in this sphere we can able to take water vapors is there, water vapor, dust is available, and because of all these things what is happening means the EM waves are getting absorbed or they are getting scattered. Because of these reasons some loss is occurring in the troposphere, that means some loss is occurring in the medium, so that the received power is less than the transmitted power. So, when the received power is less than the transmitted power, we can tell loss is occurring, and this loss is due to what reason? The reason for this loss is because of the scattering and absorbing of the EM waves in the troposphere. So, that is involving the atmospheric nature, that is why this loss is called atmosphere loss. So, because of this atmosphere also, because of the absorption of the EM waves and the scattered nature of the EM waves, some loss is occurring. So, that is regarding this atmospheric loss. And then feeder loss. So, simply we can able to observe here one diagram, it is a transmitter like that you can able to take, or some amplifier is there, and after that here feeding network, next here I have taken one transmitting antenna, then here channel is available, wireless link, then receiver antenna, and here some more feeder network is there, and here some amplifier or the receiver is there. So, this is transmitting section and this is receiving section. So, it is a feeder, that means feeding network is there. So, in this feeding network also some loss is occurring, and this feeding network is available in the transmitter. That is why whatever the loss is occurring in the feeding network, that is represented as loss in the transmitter level due to feeding network. And because of the feeding network available in the receiver side also some loss is occurring, that loss is represented with L, and that is in receiver section LR, and that is due to feeding network. So, LR feed. So, feeding losses are available in both transmitting section and in the receiving section. And why it is happening means the signal is passing through the feeding network is involving the conductors, and through that one some loss is occurring, practically some losses are occurring. So, we can able to tell that is the feeding losses, and in this diagram also you can able to consider the same thing, a transmitting section you can able to consider this is a feeder network here, and that is connected to the transmitting antenna, then this is a wireless medium is there in between the satellite and the transmitting antenna, otherwise we can tell it is the uplink direction, and it has been transmitted to the satellite will be retransmit that signal to the receiving antenna, or here earth station is there, for this antenna it is retransmitting this one, and here again feeding network is available. So, in these feeding networks whatever the loss is occurring, that loss we can able to tell feeder losses, and these feeder losses are available in both transmitter level and in the receiver level. Now, polarization loss. We all know about the polarization, that is telling about the orientation of the electric field. The orientation of the electric field is taken as the polarization. So, in general here we are dealing with two antennas. For example, the transmitting antenna is this one and the receiving antenna is this one, and I am telling both are vertically polarized. This is vertically polarized antenna and this is also vertically polarized antenna. What is meant by vertically polarized antenna? It is radiating the electric field in such a manner, it is having only the Y component or the x component or in the only one component it is having. So, in slant polarization also we can able to consider as the linear polarization only. So, for example, if the electric field is travelling like this, its magnitude is changing, but the orientation of the electric field is like this only. From here to certain amount of distance the electric field has to be travel. So, like this, like this, like this. The strength of the signal can be, the electric field vector can be varied, but the direction, whatever the direction of this electric field is there, that is always towards this side only. Okay. So, for example, this is the electric field vector you are observing now, this much amount of electric field vector is there. Now, after certain amount of time it has been travelled certain amount of distance, after that you can able to see this much amount of vector is there, after that this much amount of vector is there, again the vector length is decreased and again vector length is decreased and again the vector length is becoming 0. So, in all the positions as time is changing, as the space is changing, in all the positions the electric field vector is looking towards the upside only. So, that is nothing but the orientation of the electric field is upside, like that. For example, we can able to consider this is about transmitting antenna polarization. Now, received antenna polarization you can able to see like this. So, it is also oriented like this only, that means it is electric field, and at t is equal to 0, after certain amount of time electric field direction, electric field is this one, after certain amount direction electric field is this one, now this one, now it is reduced and becoming to 0. In these two cases the electric field is always oriented like this only. Okay. So, we can tell it is vertically polarized, it is also vertically polarized. So, without any loss the total amount of electric field power or the power in terms of the electric field will be received by the receiving antenna, because both are vertically polarized. If the transmitting antenna is vertically polarized and the receiving antenna is horizontally polarized like this. So, whatever the transmitted power is there, it cannot be totally absorbed by the receiving antenna. So, the polarization should be matched. So, whatever the polarization we are taking for the transmitting antenna, it is better to take same polarization for the receiving antenna also. So, this polarization is because of the nature of the receiving antenna. So, this polarization loss we can able to consider for the receiving antennas only. Okay. This is one of the important point you have to remember. The feeder losses we have considered for both transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna. Antenna depointing losses we have considered for both transmitting antenna and receiving antenna, but this polarization loss we are considering only for this receiving antenna only. Okay. So, remember that one. So, the loss due to polarization for the receiving side we can able to consider for the receiving antenna. So, L R means receiving side and the loss is related to polarization. So, like this we can able to consider. And what about the path loss and atmospheric loss? Path loss we have discussed in the last class, that is given by, from this equation only, PR is equal to, we have written PT, GT, GR by path loss is there. If you write in terms of equation 4 pi r by lambda whole square, and this r we can take capital R, and that is the distance between the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna. So, as distance is increasing, the path loss is the received power is decreasing, because the r is in the denominator. So, as the distance in between the transmitter and the receiver is increasing, the numerator, the PR value, that means the received power value will be decreased. Okay. So, that what we need to do, this why it is called path loss means the path length, it is depending upon the path length, that is why it is called path loss. Then this loss is available for which side, transmitting side or receiving side? On both sides it is not available, it is for the medium. How much amount of length is available, the medium or the free space is available, it depends on that one. That is why it is available in the free space only. Okay. That is why it is called path loss. Next, one more loss in the medium it is available, that is atmospheric loss. Atmospheric loss we have seen, that is available due to the water vapor and the dust available in the troposphere, that is possible. So, that is not due to the transmitting side, that is not due to the receiver side, that is due to the atmosphere, that means in between the transmitter and receiver only. So, that is also available in the medium. Okay. Then, so what is the conclusion we can able to give here? The feeder losses can be possible at the transmitter level and the feeder losses can be possible on the receiver level. Antenna depointing losses can be possible at the transmitter level and the receiving level. This polarization loss is possible only at the receiving side. Atmospheric loss and the path loss are available in the free space. So in this way you have to think what are the losses are there, what are the reasons for those losses, and where those losses are available. So in this way you have to think for that one. And if you see this diagram, here earth is available and this is the orbit. In this orbit the satellites are there. So and if you see this signal, or this is a wireless link. In this wireless link it has been mentioned that vertically linear polarization. In linear polarization vertical and horizontal are there. So in this way the electric field oriented here, and here horizontal polarization is there. So in this way it is there. So already I have shown this one. If the transmitting antenna is vertically polarized, the receiving antenna must be vertically polarized only, then only the maximum amount of signal can be received by the receiving antenna. If these two are mismatched, then the power received by the receiving antenna will also be less. Okay. Then here I am going to draw, or I am going to give the brief history whatever we have discussed now, all those things we will see as a summary. So here transmitter is there, and I am taking here feeder, and then here antenna is available, transmitting antenna. And this is the channel or free space. After completion of the channel, here we will get receiving antenna, and after the receiving antenna, here you will get feeder network, and here the final stage we can get, and we can able to consider this is the receiver. The entire thing is receiving section only, and here the entire section is transmitting section. Okay. So at the transmitter, whatever the power is there, that is taken as PT, If you get the same PT at the receiver, so we can tell PR is equal to PT. Then we can tell there is no loss from here to here. This chapter link budget is about PR, how much amount of PR we are getting in PT, that is the link budget. Okay. So PT we are transmitting, whether we are getting PT or not. So if not, how much amount of PR you are getting? Compulsory we will not get here PT. Whatever the power, received power is there, that is less than the transmitted power only, because of whatever the losses we have discussed till now, because of all those losses it is happening. Okay. So here transmitted power is there at the transmitter level. Because of the feeding losses, we will get here some loss L at the transmitter level due to feeding. That means when the signal is passing through this one feeder network, some loss is occurring. Okay. Then it is here now at the output of the feeder. Whenever it is crossing the antenna, then the signal strength will be improved, that is GT, the gain. Because of the gain, the signal value will be improved, but some losses are there due to this antenna also. Those losses are antenna depointing loss we have considered. So in this level only I am writing. So loss at the transmitter level due to depointing nature. So in this way we can able to consider. Next we are here this side. Now it is coming to the free space. In the free space, already I have mentioned that two types of losses are there. One is path loss and second one is atmospheric loss. These two are available in the medium. So how I am writing, you see, at the transmitter power is there. In the feeder network some loss is there, that loss is lost in the transmitter level due to feeding network, and then at the antenna what is happening, gain is there, loss is there, both are available. Okay. At the transmitting antenna, gain is available, loss is available. When it is entering into the free space or in the channel, you will get two types of losses. One is due to path, that is called path loss, second one is atmospheric loss. Next it is coming to the receiving antenna. So for the receiving antenna, we can able to see some certain amount of gain is there, that means that is the increment. So that is GR. and certain amount of loss is also available, that is antenna depointing loss in the receiver side due to depointing nature. And I said specifically certain amount of loss is available for the receiving antenna, that is a polarization loss. So, that is loss at the receiver due to polarization. So, this loss is not available at the transmitting side. So, that thing you have to remember. Okay, polarization loss is not available for the transmitting antenna, that is available for receiving antenna only. After that, if you come to feeding network, here also loss is available, that is taken as loss in the receiver side due to feeding network, and finally you will get received power. So, here transmitted power is there. As you are moving up to the receiver, two gains are available, GT, GR. GT is due to the transmitting antenna and GR is due to the receiving antenna, and remaining all are losses are there. So, after taking all these losses, finally whatever the remaining thing is there, that is called receiver power. So, like this we can able to think, and we can able to rewrite this one by converting into dBs. If you do not write the equation in dB, you will get products. Okay. If it is loss, you need to write in the denominator. If it is gain, you need to write in numerator. In product value you have to write. Okay. Once again I am telling, if it is gain, you need to write in the numerator. That